I'll be right back.
Sure.
All right, there we go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Batis, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good as well. Alex has just gone for a minute. She'll be back in like 2.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. How have you been? How's your schedule and all of that?
It's good. It's good.
It's good. Can't complain.
Yeah. How about you?
Hectic, honestly, because apart from space, like I also have now been offered like a full-time job, so I'm kind of handling that and this all at once. So it gets a little bit overwhelming, but it's all good. I'm managing it well so far, I think.
Hi, Batis. How are you?
Hey, good, thanks. How's it going?
Living the dream, you know.
All right.
So Alex, do you want to say anything, or should I just go ahead and showcase the progress and stuff?
Let's dive into it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fine.
I kind of hate Zoom. Like it's such a chunky software to work on.
You like Google Meet
Okay.
better, huh?
Yeah, it's like very light because it runs in your browser now.
Yeah.
Okay, Baris, we have like a lot of stuff to show you. I mean, you've already seen some of it, but I kind of want to just get you through this, like an understanding of like how we went by it. So these are the designs that you had, your CD had
Yeah, I've seen those.
created, and then we created these faces and stuff like that because the Henry Cavill inspiration wasn't really working out all that much because of the body type specifically. Like his face is so wide and strong that it has to sit on a thicker neck, and a thicker neck means that the body has to kind of be, you know, able to support that. So, I mean, you can see in these like stylized sketches that it wasn't really working out. So we created this character called Kai. The name is All Alex. I love that name. And yeah, I was able to develop some mood-based stuff like what's his personality, you know, some like personality-driven sketches and stuff like that. Once we shaped him out, this is kind of what his line sketch looks like. So based off of this, Rory will be developing a 3D character for Kai. I was able to develop and change a little bit of his face to make him look more, you know, exciting in terms of like a virtual space. Like I'll show you why I went in this direction as well. Because it was mostly because of the nose. Like modeling a nose like this would be a little bit troublesome, especially if you have to perceive it from the side. It doesn't really read as well because it has a little taper in the front. It looks kind of crooked. So yeah, I kind of evened his nose out. You can see the side face that's been developed here. He looks, to me, looks pretty much like a film star, I think, like a indie sort of a film star.
I think he's beautiful.
So this is, yeah, thanks. So this is the anatomy that we're going with Kai. So I'm a little bit unsure about the legs from the front here, but I think Rory will be able to manage that, like, because I kind of want these legs to be a little bit thicker, just so that they don't look too modelly. I think I've compensated for that from the side, but I would like for the legs to be a little bit thicker from the front, just so that like he fits into those pants well and doesn't look too chicken leggy. This is kind of how the clothes sit on his body. As you can see, the body is kind of muted in the back, and this is the kind of fit that I think would be, that we think would be good to go with. We kind of imagined the band, the blue V in the front to continue in the back. So if you want to change that or discontinue that, that is also something you can. That is
Just something really quickly about the belt.
right.
It's not supposed to go around the leg. It's just supposed to be a belt that's hanging.
Okay. So if you want to come back to this, like, can you just explain a little bit as to like it ends at the thigh essentially is what you're saying? It's not wrapping around.
No, so basically, if you go back to the sketch,
One second.
Do you mean like the front part, Batis? Like the front part's hanging kind of off? Is it, or kind of like if you make it tight and then you let the front part just hang down, like the extra slack that's left over? Is that like
that's exactly it.
Yeah, it's kind of like back like
And in the sketch, it looked like it was like perfectly stuck to the leg, but you know, it could just flap. It's not supposed to be like glued to the skin or going around the leg or anything.
Okay,
so just naturally kind of hang there, correct?
Just to sort of make that change, like roughly here, it would end up looking something like this, like it's just sort of hanging, dangling.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, like that's for Kai. For the female, we're still working on it. I even projected one of the faces on a 3D model, and I mean it works quite well based off of like no input from me whatsoever, just the face. It looks quite nice. Again, these are the costumes. We decided on the second one, right? Second, yeah. And this is the first face that I came up with. It's sort of like a Middle Eastern sort of racially ambiguous character.
Yeah, which one do you like? Which one do you like better, Batis, her or the first one? I liked the first one better, but I mean, it's
the second one.
The second one, okay. Yeah,
all right.
I like her eyes, and they're really golden. I like her lips too. She's beautiful. Like I think these characters are just so like just pretty, you know, like they're really just like pretty, like beautiful characters. Like,
thank you.
I don't know. I feel like we kind of made like a bait, not like made a bait, but I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like we made like these characters are like formed, but you know what I mean? I'm not explaining it. Just like but it's like, what do you think? I mean, what do you think of her? Do you think is she everything you wanted, or do you want any changes, or like overall, like, what do you think about her?
No, I think it's I mean, it doesn't look like the reference I shared, but it looks good.
Okay, but you like it? Okay.
Just the reason, like for the reference thing again, is that she's already a pretty well-established model. So I mean,
okay, yeah. So that it doesn't look too similar.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I will be referring to her body a lot to develop her. So I mean, we'll still get the supermodel body with a very original face. So that should sort of see us avoid any sort of like fingers being pointed.
Okay, sounds good.
So, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward software. You can just sort of have a face, it 3D projects on it, creates a model out of it. Again, like it's not something super fleshed out, but just like a rough example. And we were considering going with the first one, which is why this is a more shaped out sketch of that, but I can work on the second face. And
second one just a little bit, her face is more oval, correct? Pretty much, like in the second one, I think.
It's pretty much the same face, but yeah, like this one would be leaner. She looks more like a model to me than the first one.
What was I gonna say? What about the race, Batis? I mean, do you want her? How are you feeling about that? I know we were considering going a little bit, maybe having a care, because what's the non-binary? She's she's African American, correct? Or he's yeah. Okay, so are we cool with this, or did you want like? How do you feel about that? I mean, it's always an uncomfortable situation to talk about race, but it's just one of those things we have to talk about, just because we are trying to appeal to a mass amount of people, you know. So it has to.
This one is fine for female, and the non-binary one, I think, yeah, we should go with the example I shared.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Again, like I would still suggest like taking that example as only an inspiration and not a direct reference, if that's okay with you.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, great. So yeah, that's pretty much it from our side. Like right now, this is being developed, like the anatomy is being developed, and then the clothes are going to be modeled on top of that. Alex had some conversations with the devs. If you want to talk about that, Alex.
Yeah. Did you read over that, Batis, the group conversation?
No, where?
On WhatsApp? You might want to check that out. So you haven't read over that yet. Yeah, go to the WhatsApp group. I have a mutual friend who has a friend of, they're actually a really awesome group of developers. If you're looking for any developers for hubs, they're an amazing group of guys they're really expert in hubs or whatever. So I brought them in on the conversation, and they said that unfortunately, full body, like what we're trying to do, it's not accepted in hub. Like hubs doesn't allow full body avatars. So that might be a problem, obviously. So he said that just look over the conversation. He said that him and his team actually were asked to test full body avatars, and they would have something, I think it was something along those lines. I need to go back on the conversation and look. Jay, do you remember exactly what there's something about they were going to be testing them out for hubs actually.
I mean, if it's something that like Batis and his team are clear on, then I think it shouldn't be an issue. Right?
We've just cracked full body avatar on hubs.
Really?
Yeah, we found out how to do it.
Awesome. Okay, good. That's good then.
Awesome.
These guys so you might want to tell them that, because I mean, these guys, like I said, they said they were going to go, they were asked to go test full bodies and get results back and so forth and everything like that. They said in like a few days or something like that. Let me see if you look at the conversation. But they're really cool. They're really
Where does Marcio live?
Brazil.
Okay, cool. We might hire him.
Yeah. Him and his actually I added 3 or 4 other guys in there too. It's his whole team. So they're very expert. They seem like they really know what they're doing. Like I said, a mutual friend that I trust very much is who introduced me to him. So you might want to ask him or talk to him or whatever, but he seems like to know what he's really doing. So I know you're looking for devs as well. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So since that part of it is resolved, I kind of want to come back to the male character that is just once.
Well,
because I feel like
real quick, Jay, before let me see it. So we agreed though that the format would be exported in what is it? I want to make sure what it was completely. It was I'll look at it real quick. Go ahead and Jay, go ahead and say what you're gonna say, and I'll come back.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, like right now I can't find the series sketch that I took a screenshot from the video call, but I do remember that the costume that we've decided that you've picked on has a white pair of boots under it for the man. I kind of just wanted to get a reference or sort of show you stuff that I've collected. And I really like this particular reference for it because I feel like it's a neutral enough shoe to kind of go on under those clothes. But are you kind of hard stuck on boots, or would you be open to experimenting with different kinds of white shoes? I use the word experiment very loosely because it will take time, and you only ask us to experiment if it's something that you definitely want us to experiment with. If you're locked on boots, then that's all good as well.
I think we're good with boots. I don't want to complicate it.
Okay, so boots like these are fine. Like we just kind of futurize it a little bit, add some more hard lines, shapes, and all to it. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, awesome, great.
Okay, so we agreed that this would be exported in GLB format.
Yep, that's good.
All right, cool. So actually, Rory's starting. We will be starting, Jay, soon, right? I mean, is he starting pretty much?
I mean, I hope he started already because he already has everything from me. He needs to start. I just need to send him a reference of these boots because he'll need to model these on the feet.
Okay, cool. And as far as Batis, I mean, I know, do you want us to some sort of way to see the model? I mean, I doubt that do you want us to model the avatar and then show you at the end, here it is, or do you want to kind of see like updates throughout, or like how do you want to do that?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
okay,
you're
cool.
updating me now, so
okay, perfect. So we'll just continue this way then, and we'll just show you how the avatar is coming along, being modeled. Yep. All right, awesome. That's all I have. So I'm really glad you guys cracked that.
Yeah, so cool, awesome. I'm super happy with like the characters that like we've come up with. I feel like they're very strong and prominent.
Me too.
They're kind of neutral in a sense that they allow anybody to embody those avatars, which is the whole point of avatars. They don't look too overwhelming or strong, which is solid. And I think visually they're quite appealing. So
I am thinking though for the non-binary, we should do something besides brunette hair. I mean, I know that maybe like color hair. I mean, I know that it's I know that the character, because of, you know, is half African American, but my point being that maybe it's just, I don't know. I mean, I like the looks of how they are, but maybe we should make the non-binary kind of make him maybe a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Like
make them.
I mean them. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like what I'm
I
trying
get
to
it. I get it. I'll come up with something that's
let's do something like that.
Yeah.
Let's do something really kind of cool with her, because you know people want to be able to feel like, you know, they're expressing themselves and everything. All right, cool. Well, any other questions you have for us, Batis, or?
We're good. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Have a good one. All right, bye, Jay. I'll see you later.
Bye bye. Have a good day.